How are we doing, everybody? Sam here on my own for news at 10, or am I?
Don't stare at the camera. Hello, everybody.
There he goes. Welcome back.
Honeymoon. Sex and food. Yuck. Sun tanning. Don't worry, I'm back. As is the World Cup. World Cup live draw today on the Ball Street channel. Kristen Henage and football analyst George Knott is joining me and Sam at 3 p.m. Join us on that watch along as we watch what's going to probably be a very drawn out draw.
Very good description.
Gary Lineker is possibly a hypocrite. We'll talk about that during the live stream, and we'll find out who England are going to play in the World Cup. It's good to be back, mate. It's quite nice.
Come on, bring it.
Yeah, we're doing it.
There you go.
Let's get into it, though. Lots to talk about, including the Premier League fixtures. At the end of this show, we want to get your calls. Can you predict what's going to happen this weekend before it happens? We're going to give our predictions at the end of this show, so stick around and write down in the comments what your predictions are. But let's get into the back pages, and where should we kick off with? Let's kick off with probably our main story of the day, title of the video, what Pep really said to Redmond on the back page of the Daily Mail today. So I was obviously away for this one, but he seemed quite angry despite winning the game in the last minute.
Yeah, so
he went straight to Nathan Redmond.
Went straight to Nathan Redmond and quite aggressively gave him a compliment, apparently.
I love that.
Yeah, for me, it's bullshit. It's bullshit. I'm not having it at all, Mr. Pep Guardiola. I love football. He's just pissed off that Southampton nearly got a point from Man City. That is why he went over aggressively. We'll explain what Redmond said later on.
So Guardiola said himself that he was just being complimentary to Nathan Redmond, but he did seem incredibly aggressive, going, "You're a great player! You're a great player!" Spitting and all this stuff. The Sun have then got a lip reader in, and the Sun doing what they do, made up stories essentially. He was saying that Guardiola had called Redmond a wanker, which, do you hear Spanish people saying that, really? Surely there's better this, wasn't it? I don't want to say it, but...
Should have said it.
Yeah, puta, I think is the one,
there
isn't it, normally? So the Sun have gone and said that. Nathan Redmond has had to come out and he's written a little note on his phone and then tweeted it out saying what was really said. So this is what Nathan Redmond said. He said, he commented on my qualities as a young English player and how he wanted me to attack his team more during the game in a similar way to last season where they got a point against Man City, which is, I find that slightly, well, considering they got the win, and last season they didn't get the win, if I was Guardiola, I'd just keep quiet there.
Look, right, if Man City had pumped Southampton 5-0, Guardiola would not be going over to Redmond and saying, complimenting him, blah, blah, blah. He's just really pissed off that Southampton put in a gritty defensive performance that was so nearly stopped Man City on their ridiculous run of form. And he's just a dick. I'm sorry, but Guardiola is a dick. If this was Jose Mourinho and he did that, he'd be getting a touchline ban. But no, it's not aggressive because it's Pep Guardiola. It is aggressive and he shouldn't have done it.
Do you know, that's a good point there. This is interesting. I want to know what you guys think about this. Let us know in the comments. If Mourinho had done that, would he have got in trouble? I saw a tweet about Mourinho being sent to the stands after he just stepped out of his technical area midweek.
That was a bit
Guardiola runs onto the pitch after they score that winner and he gets a quiet word from the fourth official. If it was the other way around, would it be different? I'd love to know that. Final comment from Redmond on this. He said, sadly, this story is an example of lazy journalism and is a complete joke. It does no favours to sports journalists in the game that I like and happily work with and genuinely respect. We've actually met Nathan Redmond and he is a cracking bloke, a really nice bloke. So I'm pleased that he's been able to come out in a calm way and say, look, the scum, you are talking absolute rubbish again, and I'm not having it. Yep. One thing I'm sad about with these kind of stories is that now in football, when you watch football, they all talk like this.
They know, don't
it really upsets me. Like, look, it's just weird and it looks odd.
It's part of their media training now, I presume.
Yeah. Let's move on though. Sam Allardyce on the back page of the Sun. Let's go there. We've given some kind of publicity, I guess, which is we shouldn't be doing, but I just downloaded these and it's on the back page. Putting on a brave face. You've got Southgate to find out his group fate, and then Sam Allardyce. He's now obviously officially the manager of Everton. On the page of back page of the not page, but on the Daily Mail, Farhad Moshiri has said that he's the most underrated British manager. Would you agree with that?
What?
No, I mean, I'm in shock.
What?
No,
that is. I don't know. Probably maybe Eddie Howe. There's probably someone a little bit lower in the divisions that I don't know about that is genuinely
Ian
underrated.
Holloway, Chris Wilder.
No, don't you dare put Holloway in this conversation. But Allardyce has somehow landed on his feet. Me and Rory have been talking about it all week. This rotation of British managers that fail at jobs and get new jobs. Pardew's done it this week. He's the king of it, I think. And Allardyce has now got arguably his biggest domestic job in football. Newcastle fans will disagree, Sunderland fans might disagree as well, but Sam Allardyce is the right manager for Everton. They are somewhat lucky now that they've got him because they dismissed him to try and get Marco Silva, didn't get Marco Silva, now they've gone back with their tail between their legs, have to give him an 18-month contract, 6 million a year, more than Antonio Conte at Chelsea. But Sam Allardyce will keep them up, so it's definitely the right appointment.
He's done very well as Allardyce. Yeah. He's kind of, I don't know how he's come out of this year with a job like that after what happened earlier in the year. I didn't want him to leave the England manager's job, and today of all days, I think part of him will be thinking, how has this happened when I could have been in Moscow for the draw for the World Cup. The back page of the Express, he's down there at the bottom of saying, will be smiles better. So his main aim is to speak to these players and find out why have you been so shit, essentially. It'd be interesting to know, another thing on the Daily Mail, this was one line I quite liked, was that it was saying, where is it? It's saying there's been a mixed, sorry, here you go. The appointment has not been met with much enthusiasm on Merseyside. If you're an Everton fan, are you enthused by having Sam Allardyce there? Or are you kind of nervous at the fact that, yeah, he'll probably get you out of the mess that you're in at the moment, but there's a level to him? I'd love to know.
Enthusiasm might be the wrong word to describe it. It's an absolute necessity now that Everton they've put themselves in this situation, and Allardyce is the right man to get them out of it. I still think they will get Marco Silva, but it will be in the summer, and it will cost a bit of money. But they're prepared to do that. They offered 10 million for Marco Silva. Watford rejected it, but after this season is done, I think he will be going to Everton, and Everton fans will be happy about that and enthusiastic. Mate, they pumped. Who'd they pump? David Moyes' West Ham 4-0. Rooney got a hat-trick. How is that not a reason to be enthusiastic after the season they've had so far?
Well, and the money they've spent as well. Neil Moores, I just saw that here. As much as I don't like Big Sam, I also love him too. I love to disagree. Big Sam, you can't say Sam, you keep saying same. Big Sam doesn't fail at club level. It's true, he hasn't failed at club level wherever he's gone. So from that point of view,
something we have got to point out here, because Flav he did step in for a few news at 10s, but as Big Sam has got a new job, and we all know that Flav is his agent. He's just gone on a bender for 3 days. I don't know where he is. Don't know if he's alive. Don't know if he's awake at this time, but he's having a great time off the back of this.
He's in Marbs, isn't he?
He must be.
Loving it. Let's move on to, just quickly, we're going to talk about Gareth Southgate saying that his side cannot go to the World Cup and not try to win it. The expectations around England are probably at an all-time low, and I think Southgate's trying to kind of keep that at a bubbling sort of level, because me, for one, I'm looking forward to the World Cup, and I think we could do it, and I'm very, very excited about the World Cup draw that we're going to be doing a live stream later today. Make sure you subscribe to Bull Street so you don't miss that. But his whole way of kind of really playing down England's hopes, is that dangerous in any way?
No, because we've had every single which way of trying to look at England's hopes going into a tournament, and it hasn't really worked. So I think for Southgate, he's in a privileged position in that because the expectations are so low, if he does fail, it won't be like the levels of failure that Hodgson had with Euros. But England are not going to get further than the quarterfinal.
We're going to win it, guys.
We're not.
We are winning
I'm sorry, James. I hate to burst your bubble. It's like telling you Santa doesn't exist.
I'm happy to be deluded on this one. England are going to win the World Cup, and you heard it here first on News at 10. Still, we're going to talk about Alexis Sanchez and some bids in for him. But also, get your comments in now, and get your comments once this video is done, and predict, can you call it, what's going to happen over the weekend. We'll give our predictions, and we want to hear yours as well. But let's talk about Alexis Sanchez. Actually, the back page of the Star, very briefly, is suggesting that Barcelona are going to offer Arda Turan to Arsenal in exchange for Mesut Ozil. The big talking point at Arsenal, of course. Despite the recent turnaround, is those two players, when are they going to go, or are they going to go? That looks like one option, which I don't think would be the worst thing, because those two are going to go.
I mean, Arda Turan is the 6th highest earner at Barcelona, but he hardly ever plays. So he's a player they definitely want to get off their books. And Arsenal are going to really struggle to replace Ozil and Sant. Look at that. Comes back from honeymoon. Look at that. Didn't he turn his phone on silent?
That's
Rookie.
trying to get me a job.
But yeah, Arsenal fans will be happy to have Arda Turan. They don't want Ozil to go. I'd be very surprised if Ozil and Sanchez stayed, though.
Yeah. The Manchester Evening News are suggesting that Man City are ready to launch a January bid for Alexis Sanchez. Of course, there was a £60 million bid put in right at the end of the transfer window in August. But now, apparently, 2 other unnamed clubs, Manchester Evening News don't seem to know who that is, but those unnamed clubs are looking for him now. And Man City are nervous because of the Dani Alves situation. They thought they were going to get him. Guardiola was certain that he was going to get him. In the end, by the time it got to January, foreign clubs, of course, can have contract negotiations with players in the Premier League. And they're worried that, like Dani Alves went to Paris Saint-Germain and took the money, Sanchez could do the same, because essentially it's a free market for Paris Saint-Germain, for Barcelona, for Bayern Munich. And so they want to get this deal done quickly.
City, look at City at the moment, though, flying high, scoring goals left, right and centre, and then they bring Alexis Sanchez in.
If you're a Man City fan, or you're a football fan in general, do Man City need Alexis Sanchez? 2, would he get in the team? And 3, is this a kind of moment where you go, like Fergie, went and got, he's done it before, hasn't he? In January, he got, I think was it Evra and Vidic, or Cantona, he did it way back when. And it just kind of put that stamp on the season, going, we are way too good for everyone, and we're going to even strengthen even more. So is this a good move from Man City? Of course, you're going to spend too much, really, because, you know, at the end of the season, you can just get him for free to a point.
Yeah.
But is it just worth getting the deal done and making your competitors look even weaker?
Yeah, it's an interesting way to look at it.
Yeah. Right, let's get into the fixtures for the weekend. Get your predictions in. Let's have a quick look. See if I can find it myself.
I'm here. Don't worry, James. I've got your back. We've got Chelsea playing Newcastle, early kickoff on Saturday. Probably got to back Chelsea for that, don't you?
Yeah.
I mean, Newcastle's not having a good run of form at the moment. Brighton home to Liverpool, tough game for Brighton.
Brighton to get a draw.
Yeah, Brighton to get a draw. So what are you going for? Everton at home to Huddersfield. Will they make it 2 out of 2? Yes or no?
I think so. There's one prediction for me. Everton will be in the top 10 by the end of this weekend.
By the end of this weekend?
Yeah, I think it's just about doable.
You've done your research.
I have.
I haven't. I don't think they will be.
Do you know? Okay,
no,
fine.
I'm just going to disagree with you. I can't go with
It's
that.
so tight there. Bizarrely, you look down the bottom of the league and you think it's all disarray, but still at this moment in the season, things can change literally like that. And I think they'll get that win there.
Got Leicester at home to Burnley, Stoke at home to Swansea, and Watford at home to Spurs. Spurs playing Watford away at the moment. They're 7th at the moment. They've got Watford away. Watford is not an easy place. United won their 4-2. We nearly threw away a 3-0 lead. West Brom at home to Crystal Palace, and the big one on Saturday, I suppose, Arsenal at home to Manchester United. There was a comment there. Somebody, can't see your name because it's gone, he's predicting Zlatan to score against Arsenal.
Really?
So Zlatan
You'd be very happy with that.
Yeah, he's only played a couple of minutes off the bench in a few games. Don't think he'll be starting for Manchester United against Arsenal, but I'll take that. I'll take that all day long.
Okay, Sam, you have a look at the comments. This is my prediction for the weekend. Can you call it? Do it in the comments right now, and do it once the video is over, and that way it will stay there forever, and you can basically
immortalised in your success.
Exactly, if you get it right. Here's my call. West Ham will be bottom of the table by the end of this weekend. They are playing Man City on Sunday. You've got Crystal Palace, I think, have got... What are the fixtures again? Crystal Palace. Stoke have got Swansea. Swansea could get a win there. And Crystal Palace have got a winnable one against...
Away to West Brom.
West Brom. So I reckon those 2 win, West Ham lose, and West Ham are rock bottom by the end of this weekend.
I don't think Nicky from West Ham Fan TV will be happy with that prediction, but things aren't going well right now for West Ham. What a surprise with David Moyes in charge. Who could have predicted that? Apart from everybody, including West Ham fans.
What's your prediction?
I think United are going to be 10 points behind Man City by the end of the weekend. Currently 8 points. We play Arsenal away, but City have got West Ham at home.
It's just 3 points, isn't it?
There's not that many banker games in the Premier League anymore. That is one of them.
Apart from every game that Man City plays.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's read some of yours.
We've got Spurs will win against Watford 5-3, says Prudvm. If I would put a bet on that, because if it was 5-3 and you didn't put a bet on, you were going to be annoyed. Adam Grimes saying 2-1 to Liverpool and Arsenal United to draw. Couple of comments here from Neil Moores and Mike Tyson, both backing Liverpool for big wins over Brighton, 4-0 and 5-0. Obviously Mo Salah, top goal scorer in the Premier League, 2 goals. He got off the bench the other day. He's flying right now, and so are Liverpool sometimes. Moyes equals depression, says
so harsh.
says Mike Tyson. I'm not sure that's too harsh, to be honest.
Yeah, poor bloke.
No, not a poor bloke. It's the problem. Moyes is a shit manager. He's failed at Sunderland, at Real Sociedad, at Manchester United. All of a sudden, he's got a job at West Ham in the Premier League. Well done, David. It's like me and Rory were talking about it. If you were shit at your job...
Jack Dooley, my boy. Shut up, Sam. Give Moyes January to sign players.
Piss off, Jack. No, I'm sorry, but Moyes is not... He was never the right man for West Ham. You were backed into a corner. It was either him or Alan Kirbishley, and he went for David Moyes. I don't think that West Ham are in a good position. Everton have done the right thing. Everton have got the man who will keep them up. West Ham, you're in for a tough season.
So there you have it. Sam's in a bit of a grumpy mood today. Considering, we wanted people to give Sam a chance, he doesn't even seem to want to give anyone else a chance. Do you know what I mean? Bit weird. Anyway, get your predictions in. Call it now. Can you call it before the weekend's games? Join us at 3 p.m. for the World Cup draw. Kristen Hennage, beautiful man who knows everything about football. George Knott will be there on hand with computer to give us the top football analysis stuff that I can't even explain. So join us at 3 p.m. for the World Cup draw live on the Ball Street channel. Hit subscribe, hit that like button. We'll see you then.